golden age of British heavyweights was spoiled when Usyk beat Joshua, Dubois and Fury. Now he wants to complete the job. Usyk destroyed the hopes of many British boxing fans. This was supposed to be the golden age for British heavyweight boxing. At least until Alexander Usyk came along. The idea of Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua was not just the biggest potential British fight of all time, but this country's most eagerly anticipated sporting event. Britain had never before boasted two world-class heavyweights simultaneously at the peak of their powers. Nor several other decent contenders regularly in the top 10 of the global rankings. After years of dodging and ducking, years of the kind of political wrangling only this sport can bring, the Saudi takeover of elite boxing ought to have been the conduit for Fury and Joshua to finally get it on. Huge sacks of Saudi money may be morally dubious, but the flip side is that it can make any match worth making. Yet now Fury AJ may never happen. And if it does, it would be staged a decade too late, just like when Floyd Mayweather finally met Manny Pacquiao in a drab welterweight encounter back in 2015. Usyk is the man primarily responsible. And here in the Saudi capital tomorrow, the Ukrainian with the flawless 22-0 pro record fully expects to complete his one-man rout of British heavyweight boxing's golden generation. It is Usyk's sixth consecutive fight against British opposition and seventh in his last 8. First there was Tony Bellew, in Usyk's single defense of his undisputed cruiserweight title, followed by Derek Chisora, Joshua, twice, Daniel Dubois and then Fury to become the first undisputed world heavyweight champion of the 21st century. All were crushed by an overfed cruiserweight who just happens to be an Einstein of the sweet science. Usyk exploded into our national consciousness in September 2021, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, in one of Britain's first major post-pandemic sporting events. It was Joshua's homecoming after 2 fights overseas against Andy Ruiz Jr. and a behind-closed-doors bout during COVID. The world-famous home of the Spurs never looked so glorious. The party atmosphere was extreme after 18 months of isolation and misery. Usyk, seen as a highly skilled technician but almost 20 pounds lighter than champion Joshua, was odds-on to be knocked out. Nobody present that night can forget the thorough schooling Usyk handed out to Joshua as he outclassed the Watford man to claim the WBA, IBF and WBO world titles. Whereas Joshua's maiden pro defeat by Ruiz had seen him concussed by one massive early shot, this was a masterclass, which dismantled Joshua's reputation as a truly elite fighter. It also meant another potential clash between Joshua and Fury, frequently hyped up since the middle of the last decade, was put on hold again, and while the Joshua rematch, delayed by the Russian invasion of Usyk's homeland.